Assalamualaikum and very good morning. My name is Nur Syafika binti Jamil and I'm from a University Technology Mara UiTM Campus Shah Alam. Today, I would like to present my title paper which is called as a Machine Learning Price Predictions on Green Building Price. The outline for this paper involves 5 parts, which is introductions, background of the study, methodology, results, conclusions, and recommendations. I will explain in detail all about this at the next sessions. Alright, for the next part is about introductions. In introductions, the increasing spectrum Industrial Revolutions 4.0 along with the rising interest of big data technology has catalyzed the important and rapid development of data science fields, and the machine learning method has been progressively deployed. However, despite the rapid progressing use of machine learning in building price predictions or valuation in the type conventional building, there is actually no direct study that investigating or apply this model in the predict the price of green building. Indeed, green building has their own organizations called as the Green Building Index, or other name is a GBI, whereas the organization's role is to identify the building rating and to provide certified level for task buildings. The assessment tools for this study is divided to 4 categories, called as a platinum, gold, silver, and certified. Furthermore, green building is still in infancy stage, where the valuation standard is not integrated into a standard property valuation guideline. There have a few conventional methods to predict the price of property, namely as a profit method, cost method, residual method, investment method, and comparison method. However, the conventional method applications have their own limitations to different types of property categories, and it creates some difficulty for the valuer to assimilate the conventional methods of valuations to indicate and predict the price of green building accurately. To be highlighted, important for the author to find a more relevant method or a technique to predict the price of green buildings. New method and techniques have been introduced, such as a machine learning model, and it's proven to be effective in different kinds of predictions and classifications problems. And because of that method, author interested to implement to apply these models, these methods for this case study. Alright, for the next part is about backgrounds of study. The background for this study involves a 2 part, and firstly is about property feature or factor that affecting the transaction price of green building. The first feature involved is transaction related. Transaction related of a property is the most important and reliable of a data in assessing the value of a property, as the price is disclosed reflect the market value of the property. After that, the physical feature. After that, the physical structure feature, which is site inspection, has been carried out by valuer to determine either the other characteristics in the building, such as renovations, number of bedrooms, building age, main floor area, lot size, roofing material, floor type, ceiling types, and building material factors can actually increase the property price. Meanwhile, location of property feature is a major determinant of property price, where the rate of a demand and property is also based on this feature. The location of a real estate has been considered in terms of fixed location and in relation to access to the amenities in the surrounding area. Furthermore, in environmental feature, as we know, green building in Malaysia has its own categories of platinum, gold, silver, and certificate, which can change the behavior of potential buyer. Therefore, it is important to ensure the potential buyer know about these categories, which can increase the demand and in the same time the price of property. Lastly, the last feature involved for this study is neighborhood feature. Among the neighborhood factors considered to increase property price are socioeconomic factor and occupations of the populations, where the residential area is densely populated and located close to the city center, they can often increase the demand and real estate price at the same time. To be highlighted, all of these features explained before will be used as independent variables or IP that will be tested to predict the price of green building as independent variables. EV. This study also involved 5 models or algorithms of a machine learning that will be tested and called as a linear regressor, decision tree regressor, random forest regressor, Lasso regressor, and ridge regressor. Alright, in aspect methodology, the datasets involved for this study is a collection of green building housing price in 2018 for types condominium property with 17 features, and the table below show the set of features to develop the machine learning predictions model. The feature selection for this study was presented in Figure 1 that show output of Python code to display the dependent variables data distributions. As we can see, it appears that the transaction price is highly skewness. Meanwhile, Figure 2 in right side depicts the new data distribution of transaction price after the transformations. Furthermore, by transforming the normalization of dependent variables, it will be easier to present and describe the accuracy error value of RMSE. Furthermore, to identify the correlations between dependent variable and independent variables, the Pearson's correlation is being implemented running with Python code is present in table below. As we can see, all the independent variables have a correlations to the transaction price. However, the mean flow error and load error variable has the highest correlations amongst the other features, with 0.71 they consider as the strong positive correlations for this study. Before validating the predictions result of each algorithm, auto-hyperparameter tuning was implemented based on the training datasets by calling best estimator methods in the Python sklearn library. Alright, the method used grid search optimization of hyperparameter tunings on the given machine learning model, which is involved 7 steps. For the first step is set the regression model. Second step, create dictionaries and define initial parameter for the models with the corresponding set of value, and then set the grid search methods by passing the grid dictionary. Fourthly, do primary training for the model with the grid search instance and get the parameter estimator. 5. Set the model with the suggested parameter and conduct another fitness with the suggested parameter. Second, perform another trainings with the suggested parameter. And lastly, validate and predict value produced by the model and get the score winning. Performance configuration aspect, the training and validation datasets were divided into the ratio of 18:20 respectively. Each model was run for 5 times of experiments, and the average result of metrics were calculated for comparisons. Indeed, the R-square can explain how the selected feature in predicting dependent variables, and the range of value for R-square is between 0.1, with higher is better. Meanwhile, the RMSE represents the sample standard deviations, the differences between the predicted and real value. The RMSE with lower value show a lower error or differences in the predictions result. Alright, for result of machine learning on green building for 5 times experiment of each algorithm indicated decision tree regressor produced the highest R-square value with 0.94 and the lowest of RMSE with 0.13. This is followed by random forest regressor as the second best models. Meanwhile, Lasso and Linear Regression yields moderate performance with R-square value between 0.81 to 0.84. Finally, Ridge Regressor has the lowest R-square value and the highest RMSE value for this study. Within the scope of this study, by using a green building dataset, it showed that the feature involved can increase the property price. However, this study is only conducted on the surface, whereby there are still many other features that can contribute to the property price. Besides, this paper presents an empirical experiment demonstrating a hyperparameter approximations approach using sklearn's Python library. Among the 5 selected machine learning models, after decide to choose a decision tree regressor or use it in the test sets as it presents the best performance. However, the finding is limited to the test datasets and therefore requires further investigations for a different perspective of agri-building in the future works. Thank you for listening my presentations, and you can find me at my Gmail, shafiqahjamil1995@gmail.com.